point platform. TTPTB. Oh yeah. Unale we pledge, we love and loyalty. To we sweet mama Salone. Now we all come together as well. For tomorrow, now we gon' make Salone.
You can take a public authority to court if you then fail proactively disclose information, for instance, if we respond to some of the demands in terms of this compliance. So that they very clearly stated, So embark, what should they try for talk to the public authorities? They might not say for complete this process here. But they only promote the supply and demand of information at the country and put the country status in terms of freedom of information up. They also build trust between the institutions and the public.
Okay, so which impact this report gets to the country?
It get the first one impact first we get, it promote transparency and accountability, it promote openness, it prevent corruption. Recently, we get a lot of cases that we don't come up where the anti-corruption commission, then they involve now for the champion and for try for fight corruption. So what will they try for do now for prevent corruption? Because the openness then at the society, people they accountable, they hold them accountable, they give information. You find out say the chances for making people to be corrupt, it can be very slim. So we come out more from the preventing corruption, promoting transparency, accountability, and good governance at the country. So now that side they will come out, and also for improved service delivery, quality service delivery. We talk the government gets the big five agenda. We are an enabler. If they not provide access to information, all them one day the actors they were involved, but the big five game changers. If they not provide information in a timely manner, and promote transparency and accountability, what they do? They're not going to deliver quality service. For instance, food security, for reform the public sector, if the information not there for provider power, because information is power. Apart from promoting transparency and accountability, they enable the institutions for function properly. Because if you don't get information for informed decisions, they will struggle for able to deliver. So therefore, the importance of we work, it's difficult for make by your estimator. So it's very, very important for promote an enabling environment for a lot of the things that will happen in governance for they happen.
The program now, good morning, Salone, the country from 98.1 FM. You've been listening to Dr. Ibrahim Siagashaw, where they talk to Karifatu Conte inside the interview and in the chairperson and information commissioner, and the right to access information commission. They talk say February 1 this year, MDSM, in a ministry department and agency them for giving reports to the commission so that they go know whether them being given information to and whether they're not being given information to, especially the public, quick ask for information from their ministries, department, and agency. The program now, Good Morning Salone, we come to you from 98.1 FM.
Inside the program now, we look at another story inside the program. In Zainza Vote Democracy, some people will tap Nabobo community peninsula don't call on government for help them get light, clean water for drink because they say every year plenty picking them they sick because of the clean water we they not get. Well, I'm going to this community and put these reports together.
Water, now basic thing them, we all Salone person for enjoy, no matter the community where you dey. But for Bobo community where they around peninsula, their situation different because this community don't dey without light and water.
Me na the man na Bobo, the name na Tamba Willie. But the number one challenge you get now na the lights. We don't get lights. Lights don't contain ya we na success. Just a stone throw. But today we don't get lights. We na Bobo na we they keep the materials they in the car with. Then we don't get lights. They will picking them then for even store the self. We know the when net can no more outside don't dark.
Me na Emmanuel Koa, a resident from Boboya. The challenges we are facing for light business na Boboya is very, very difficult. You don't live in a place, you don't build a house, you get your freezer, buy all length with the hope say lights they come. Very difficult, and me believe say in the social world, light is very important. Light is life.
From the morning with light so be there. Mr. Self-waste today, as they do business, look me freezer out open. I'm not going money for the buy petrol, we the freezer the and Boku people play. Then grand picking if you want to study pass, you go through Sussex, we not get light.
My name na Lamin Kabu, I'm a student and I did na Bobo community. If we watch the electricity system, we are students there with the strain literally cause sometimes we can get a study group who can make to self to friends them. So like then can say like for host by your host, but like then me not they get that opportunity for me then they na my own side. So pass sometimes I move then Sussex, Mile 13 for go get some basic experience in terms of my book one.
That na voice of community people them who side them in the raise concern about some of the challenge them where then they get and one pandemic na lights. Then people here continue for talk about other challenge with the monitor them. We na clean water for drink.
Me na Kai Kroma and I na Bobo community. Me na the community development chairman. Water na the other challenge. So water afisi na one of the most important thing. Water na life. Without water, we no will enjoy the environment.
Right. So as of now, what's not get water?
We get one water well that they help we more.
Peninsula, na be did before na this country, but Peninsula no the benefits, not like Bobo we know the benefits, nothing. Water right now, if not to them 2-3 well where them people and build na the houses them, but they will go for them picking and they go. Where you go, they get time, some man get time, but at still then they help you go pay for gallon, you will not get water, for let they buy. You get a once for make you get a for you, but still with the strain.
When the guys see cannot reach in this community, find out say the people them, especially the picking them, they suffer from diarrhea because that water where they go get na the water stream where they run, it cause problem during the guy season. A lot of garbage inside the water. So when the picking go get some for drink, for even worse, in body they get scratch. When the drink come, it become diarrhea. So it affects them a lot.
Then community people yeah. Same way so being called on presidents bureau for look inside an issue and address them because they say themselves na Salone policy.
Me na Reverend James Samuel Macaulay, me na stakeholder na Bobokom. We most pressing need na electricity. We really they in need of light because if I can understand, it don't take more than 38 years. We may know when light means stopping at success. We desperately need light in our community. Are they appeal to the HE, head of state, residents BO, and also in wife, and the Minister of Energy and Power. We beg them to consider Bobo for be a priority in any moves we have for take now in terms of for bring light. Let Bobo be number one because all the material them now women they keep them. From here, I didn't take transformer, take cable, take poles, then go do other areas. Them. But Bobo not even succeed in that particular area. So we the big and appeal for that.
Then community people here end up calling other organization them for come and help them because then they suffer past mark one for different thing them for the society, for Radio Democracy. Mina Usman Kamara, the report.
The program is still listening to now. Good morning, Salone. We come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy, 98.1 FM. Well, that's now story Usman put together from Bobo community, now the Freetown Peninsula, and we Facebook page in relation to that story. According to the communication person for EDSA, they say work is underway to commence work at Bobo for the supply of electricity, and they say let them be assured the mobilization is going on to construct the line. Well, people of Bobo, that now according to the communication person for EDSA, our Facebook page, where people hope say this go be for make people in other part of the country they get light and same way so in the raise concern for water too. The program Good Morning Salone they continue as you get from Wampa with headline stories today. We they talk to the Senior Commissioner for Domestic Tax Department and the National Revenue Authority, Ibrahim Suri Kamara, where we go talk about domestic tax collection and the 2024 NRA target. And earlier Abido introduced her inside the program where the Office of Domestic Tax Department and the National Revenue Authority NRA get the mandate for collect and for assess and collect domestic tax. We get for do with pay, corporate tax, GST, personal income tax, and other one them, and then tax here from 60% of tax or domestic tax or revenue. Now the National Revenue Authority NRA. Well, what's in the happen na this sector? We get Ibrahim Suri Kamara for tell you about domestic tax collection na the National Revenue Authority. Once again, good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salone.
Yeah, good morning again, Musa, and good morning, people in the stadium.
Yeah, from that background, we add on to listeners them about tax collection at the National Revenue Authority. Then at the studio for Giwi or take we through within the happen other sector. They included the deadline where the happen just now for Sika GST winner 15% from business owners. Them within the happen so far now the tax space, domestic tax space.
Yeah, thank you very much, Musa. And maybe I'll start off by giving an overview of what happened last year in terms of domestic revenue mobilization generally in the NRA, and specifically some other issues that they affect revenue collection and how much we don't do for improve and prepare ourselves for 2024 target as well. Now, if you probably recall, last year we called some time ago and we been disclosed the target for the year, where initially government set at 9.3 trillion all loans. But later, during the course of the year, IMF revised them twice. They take out to 10.5 and later on 10.2, based on the trend of the economy and other assumptions them we're going to do with implementing the Finance Act of 2023. That's some of the assumptions in there. Then we'll also be expected to implement some administrative reforms for improved domestic revenue mobilization in 2023 again. Then there was also an agreement of CRUTI where government being given some additional concession for sustaining the development, and also the GDP be revised in terms of the figure. Then also in terms of petroleum liberalization in the pricing formula also. These are some of the assumptions that we, government and IMF, they sit together, we make the end of forget target of 10.2 trillion. So at the end of the day, out of 10.5 trillion, sorry, we end up for collect 10.1, and we fall short of the target by 400 billion, when about 4% of the total. But again, if the target not be done revised, the original target under the budget speech where the minister been given a parliament have been 9.3. So end of the day we get 10.1. So if you look at the difference, if the target not be done revised at all, we don't get a total of 8 trillion excess revenue collection. But because of the division there, we fall short by 400 billion. Because of the fact that some of the reforms them will not be implemented, and some of the assumptions under which the targets were set, they actually no be for implement. So if you look at what to do in 2022 and 2023, we find out say revenue grow by about 40% overall. For 2022, we collect about 9.2 as against the 10.1, so we'll get improvement in revenue collection for 2023 basically. So that also say the revenue they grow year in, year out because of the improvement in administrative skills, and also some of the new areas the government they look at for get revenue. And some of the new areas they are for do with the law, they for do the reforms, and also reinstating some taxes that way government we don't look at for good economy at the time. So come 2024 now, the target for this year, 2024, be as high as 14.9 trillion. So if we compare last year of 10.1 on actual revenue as against the target of 2024, we get 14 trillion, will lead to 4.8 trillion excess by the additional collection. What did make people do? So mean that revenue target increased by 48%. Compared to 2023.
This 2024 targets, we now 14.9 trillion. Now in all loans, na calculator or in the
so
new loans.
If you go to new loans, it will be 14.9 billion, basically, in the new loans. So the revenue go from 10 billion, for instance, new loans to 14 billion. So that's talking about 4 billion additional revenue collection for 2024. Will represent about 48% increase in the target. But again, everybody can ask why government increase the revenue target. Basically, why the target increase? Firstly, we look at some of the law we not be able to implement last year. How much can we implement them? So then laws and date and quantify monetary terms. We look at the gains the reforms them, because family no say NI don't want to take a lot of reforms. We get the introduction of the ECR machine and a whole lot of things. We also get the tourist levy. We begin at 2023 Finance Act. We don't see now say petrol price be not liberalized from government taking off the subvention, meaning that people are paying at the actual commercial price. So all of the revenues there put together, plus the other reforms in 2023 Finance Act, go for do the circulation fee and a whole lot of them. So quantifying them into monetary terms lead to an increase in the target for 2024. So meaning that we'll get a lot more work for do. But again, family for no say, normally when the year starts, we can start with a given target. But when the IMF come for review the year Q1 performance, the person will say that target will go up or go down based on the assumptions, whether they don't relax them or we discover new money or revenue from other sectors, they will not be done quantify into the original targets. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Now, before we can look at issues then we'll get for do with the 2024, GST business. Let's take you back. How compliance don't tell it in terms of collecting revenue from business people inside 2023?
Yeah, the compliance statistics basically some improvement there with some revenue handles, but we still get some challenges with respect to other revenue handles, and also the category of taxpayers. If you look at the small taxpayers within in the large numbers, we still get very serious challenge in terms of filing and payments. And that is mainly due to the fact that most of them not get the structures in place for comply in terms of knowing what the tax laws are, getting people them for getting adequate support for pay the taxes them, and also they not get the structures them because of the informality in the operations. So the small enterprises, then tax compliance very, very low as 20%. They get the medium win at the next category. They still get a lot of challenges and it's still around 60%. And the large taxpayers, they're about 85%. But we also know the lose sight of the fact that the taxpayer compliance for large taxpayers being the one that will contribute about 80% of the revenue, we still not able to get out to 100% it. So we get some taxpayers that file the returns but cannot pay on time. Some of it was not even filed at all, and especially when it comes to the government sector operatives and some other organizations, then where basically they might not be for profit making, but then get transactions that we undertake, we then get some tax implications because some of them are withholding tax agents and a lot of them. So we still get challenged with compliance, and we therefore embark on that effectively this year. For see how can we improve on tax education? How can we also engage the taxpayers and support them for getting compliance done in an adequate manner? And also some businesses also can feel say they're not for go the extra mile for comply, and we don't roll out a lot of automation like the ITAS, when I integrated tax administration system, where they facilitate taxpayers now for file and pay the taxes wherever they are. And we still get some challenges for less on the taxpayers that come on board. But again, as robust as we are, we don't put a lot of measures and foresee how much we can get the sectors away. A few of them for now we know come on board, like the public sector specifically, because of a lot of other challenges with their own IT and other structures. But the authority don't develop teams for getting support and also for engaging the leadership and also see how much we can do for improvement. But we are getting there gradually. Then the aspect we go for focus on for improved compliance are the aspect of enforcement again, because the law clearly showed the responsibilities and the rights of taxpayers, and also it clearly showed the consequences if you fail for comply. So over the years for 2023, we use more of a moral suasion, that is engaging taxpayers, educating them, sitting down on the table, looking at their realities, what they face, and see how much we buy them for file and pay. So we'll do little enforcement in 2023. But 2024, as long as starting now, so we get for step up a little bit for ensure that the 48% growth in revenue is actually achieved in this year, when a very, very big number. And also for ensure we achieve them again, we therefore improve on certain ICT structures for generate the revenue and for improve on the efficiency gain. We will reduce the gaps we taxpayers them they get in filing. Some hidden revenues there will not be disclosed to we, but because of we upgrading of our ICT structures, we forget the ability now forget them. For instance, interfacing with various systems there within the NRA, as you could have talked to ITAS talk to ECR, for example. Then also integrating the taxpayer invoice system for GST with that of the NRA system. Because now we find out say we're gonna shops and now we'll see them, let's just machine them. but that's not the solution permanently. We intend for connect with the software of all businesses to the ECR systems. So instead of having the calculator machine on the table of businesses, we now connect real time with their own software them. So instead of hand-picking transactions, we go forget a station whereby the moment you buy and the taxpayer issue receipts from in your system, it is real time reflected in the NRA system. So we focus on all of that is 2024 for see we reduce the wastages and improve collection as the case may be.
All right, you mentioned saying some business and things say they're not for comply with the laws of collect revenue. What's business and specific way NRA find out say maybe the things say they're not for comply with UNA laws?
Well, as I start to explain, I start with the SMEs, the small and micro, even though they are small in size, but obviously there are so many in number. But because they're scattered all over the place and the revenue collection or input within the make is very, very minimal. But basically, if we not get on board, that also not will ensure a fair tax system. So the small businesses I challenge, because most of them aim for declare their right revenue and so estimate and turnover and a big challenge. But we plan for even do more reforms at the domestic tax department for see how we get a separate leadership within the same department for focus on the SMEs and see how we can support them for comply. And one sector than the way they comply fully. Another one again, some of the obligations that we MDAs or SOEs and get to the state. Most of these MDAs or SOEs are withholding agents. But many times withholding these taxes, they're not going to remit to NRA, and that they undermine the target significantly. Because if you're now an agent collecting for NRA, keeping those monies for your own expenditure, when actual fact, if you put up on the bigger pots, later you apply to everybody, you go my plan to everybody, then that'll go help with collection. But that's also another area of challenge.
Talking about challenges, you they in charge of domestic tax, but also we get other tax regimes. We get custom duty and non-tax. Looking at the performance of tax collection at the National Revenue Authority for 2023, before we can look at 2024 targets them, how you can describe them?
Well, in every economy in the world, domestic tax collection, now the major one, the domestic tax departments and get the major share of total revenue collection. Because the world move towards not taxing people from the entry point to taxing them from activities within the economy. That is to say, they free up the space, allow businesses for coming, allow the businessman for enter the economy by either eliminating taxes at import or reducing them or make the regime so friendly. So that when people come in, when they begin to get, they begin make money, then definitely you can able to tax them adequately. So on the average, you can say domestic tax departments, they collect around 60% of total revenue. They get the customs way at the frontier, at the entry point. Then the non-tax way, they do the fees, levies, and charges, and they share the balance 40%. So the bulk is within the domestic department. So that is why if you look at even in modern tax reforms, the focus is almost always placed on domestic tax. Which is every other time where they become new laws, way more on domestic taxation, new reforms for improve on efficiency, for make life easy for customers. Because the moment where the filing and payments data or compliance low for domestic tax, definitely the overall economy will suffer from inadequate revenue for finance government operation. So the domestic department had a major focus in modern tax administration, and that is where the bulk of the money comes from. But of course, compliance issues, as I mentioned, can affect the domestic collection. That is why every now and then we look at new finance act coming in, targeting those compliance gaps, looking at the reality of the economy, where government wants to focus in economic activities or expand on whatever they do for achieve the objective. Look at what tax handles will generate from there. They make it the same every year. They get the acts here. You see some will get revised from the excise side and the rest of it for close the gap and for also raise new money for fill the fiscal space for the government.
Continue for the way inside the program. In name na Ibrahim Soyi Kamara, in a senior commissioner, domestic tax department, National Revenue Authority as they have for the update about things them so far. We don't happen at NRA in terms of revenue collection. Well, we'll go for a break. We'll continue the program. Good morning, Salone.
People when I go take your money and go. All some network problem. What's me go do now?
Gonna any
Salone Commercial Bank branch, kiosk or sub-agents them all about na the country. Then get the money service business. You go able to take money where they send for you na MoneyGram, Western Union, Small World, and Ria Money, where they over 150 country them. With the Ria and Small World, this na for we brother and sister there where they oversee. Then can able send money direct na Salone Commercial Bank accounts. Na Salonia, like they one day we want bill us, or they one day we want kawaka or for support them family them. Then can they oversee and put money inside them bank accounts.
How for do all this if I did Ubayanda?
Easy, me brother. All you for do, now for download the Rare and Small World app them and put your personal information them. Now you that. Member say you forget valid ID card and the correct code where the person send for you for go take you money.
I want send money from your uncle upline.
No worry. Salone Commercial Bank column Salone Link where the local transfer and million Salone Commercial Bank money where anybody can go na any Salone Commercial Bank branch, kiosk, and then sub Salone Commercial Bank agents there. Any sign at the country and tell the teller say you want send money upline. Then go do your transaction and give you code where you go send to your uncle. But your uncle forget valid ID card and the code where they give you. Send to them so it go take you money. Salone Commercial Bank they look for agents them where they do money transfer for partner with them.
Waiting at the sub agents.
Sub agents na people that will get business. We want for do money transfer service for Salone Commercial Bank. This service will give you good commission. So go na Salone Commercial Bank and go register or call them na this number here 077-714-792. Then go talk to you. Fine one.
Salone Commercial Bank, delivering value.
We no go take you money and go.
The program na Good Morning Salone will come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Inside the program, we take one of headlines to read them. As the President, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, launched the new Midterm National Development Plan 2024 to 2030. The Minister of Planning and Economic Development, Kenya Palise, government need over $12 billion for implementing them within inside the new Midterm National Development Plan. Well, Kabia gets more and gonna report.
It is now my great honor and privilege to launch the two-year medium-term National Development Plan for 2024-2030, titled the Transformative Acceleration Agenda for Food Security, Human Capital Development, and Job Creation.
President Julius Maada Bio been launched the new medium-term National Development Plan 2024 to 2030, with title A Transformative and Acceleration Agenda for Food Security, Human Capital Development and Job Creation, where this document they guide government for doing development program them, we get government in big 5 game changer them, when a feed Salone, Human Capital Development, Youth Employment Scheme, Technology and Infrastructure, and transforming the public sector architecture. And this document, according to government, then we go na all the districts in the country and work with different group them and development partner them for ask them waiting at the team them where they want for see inside this new medium-term National Development Plan. And the document gets about 42 projects them where government together with development partner then they work for CC, they're able for implement Kenya Bale, now the Minister of Planning and Economic Development, been talk more about this.
The plan, as we all know, was extended from 5%, and this was to align it with some of our global goals, mainly the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals. And it has been aligned to such an extent that we have identified under which game changer each of the SDGs fall. And we will follow this pattern when we're implementing the plan.
He continues to say, government need over $12 billion for implementing the TNM, where they inside the new medium-term National Development Plan.
The total projected cost is $12.5 billion, with a financing gap of $2.56 billion. But my ministry, as the chairman said, together with the Minister of Finance, together with partners, we're confident that we're able to fill that financing gap and to deliver. This is a coordination structure from the office of the president down to the communities and everybody in between.
Honorable Peter Yambako Omam, now the chairman Parliamentary Committee on Planning and Development, say they as member of parliament say and them people ready for work with government for implement the thing where they inside these documents.
We will be waiting in our districts and localities with our people as well to provide necessary support to the implementation and monitoring of this plan. Mr. Chairman, permit me to reiterate the call for peace and unity of our beautiful country. I call on our paramount chiefs, with all representatives of our people, religious authorities, to work together with state and non-state actors to enhance peace and national governance. It is largely under short conditions that the fullest positive effects of this medium-term national development plan and many other development efforts will be felt.
Inside Komon-Tok, the United Nations Resident Coordinator na Salone, Sarafin Wakana say the UN family will continue for support government for say they're able to achieve the thing where they inside the new medium-term national development plan.
Let me reiterate that the launching of this national development plan is a beacon of hope, a promise for a brighter tomorrow. And let us all embark on this journey with optimism, unity, and the shared determination to overcome challenges. And together, we can turn our vision into reality, creating a future where Sierra Leone stands a shining example of sustainable development and global cooperation.
Inside Komon-Tok on behalf of Incomping School Pikinem, Daniela Zainab Koroman, been called on government for work with young people for say they're able for monitor the implementation of this plan.
We encourage the government to establish mechanisms for the continuous involvement of young people in monitoring the implementation of the new development plan. This could include the formation of a youth advisory panel to ensure regular follow-up on policies and projects on the ground. Your Excellency, by engaging young people in this manner, we are confident that the development journey of our nation is a collective endeavor, promoting a sense of ownership and responsibility among us, the younger generation.
Where immediate poll na do the new medium-term national development plan 2024 to 2030, the President Julius Malabio been talk about waiting this mean for the country in development.
Today marks another defining moment in our nation's history as we convene to inaugurate our new medium-term national development plan to set a future of unparalleled prosperity and progress. As we may know, a well-thought-out national development plan serves as the backbone of our society, ensuring that the aspirations of our people are not only heard, but are also meticulously addressed.
Ikeyon for talk about how the 5 big game changer gets for work for CCA development in the country.
These priorities include 1. Feed Salone, focus on boosting agricultural productivity and ensuring food security. 2. Human capital development, aimed at delivering inclusive skills and healthy population. 3. The Youth Employment Scheme serves as a catalyst for social, democratic, economic, and national security. 4. Technology and infrastructure. This is meant to increase investment in these critical areas. And 5. Transforming the public sector architecture. And this is meant to ensure efficiency and professionalism in the public sector.
President Julius Malabio end up say governments don't commit itself for work with development partner them for CCA they implement the TNM Where they inside the new medium-term national development plan, where this is say, now for bring development come na the country, we go better Salone people in life. For Radio Democracy, Kabia the report.
UTB, Union Trust Bank, the game changer don't come. As we the lead, others they follow. And just with your mobile phone, you will transfer and receive money with ease, speed, and safety. UTB don't make it possible for collect money na ATM machine without the ATM card. Now that we call cardless ATM. You, the UTB customer, go send money to anybody and deposit and collect the money na any UTB ATM panel without any ATM card. All it can do now for this enter the reference code and collect the money. The UTB copper in safe day. With this UTB copper, any UTB customer can transfer copper with a mobile phone to anybody up to 5 billion loans. And with the reference code, the person can go to any UTB branch and collect the copper. Union Trust Bank, we there for you.
The program is still listening to now. Good morning, Salone, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Inside the program, we get Ibrahim Suri Kamara from the Domestic Tax Department and the National Revenue Authority. Therefore, talk about the domestic tax collection and the 2024 NRA target. Ibrahim Suri, earlier, don't they talk about 2022-2023 NRA performance? But one thing you mentioned inside one of his statements, them. Now, the 2024 target, we now been 14.9 trillion, where you say that the target for NRA, we compare that to the last target, we have been 10.5 trillion, you see 48% increment. Somebody they listen want to know why the huge gap of increments for targets for 2024.
Yeah, the reason why the target increased by 48%. Now, firstly, we've been getting some revenue measures them where the Finance Act of 2023 been get, where will not be for implement due to some implementation challenges. For example, one of them are the 2% tourist levy, where the Finance Act being get in 2023. When the total 2% of total invoice value of every consumption and hotel, restaurant, and so on. Then the for level implemented in 2023, we supposed to upgrade the system and we also engage the sector and see how we can get them done. So by the time the Finance Act will go through the process until we get the service providers and for everything, we look a little bit delayed in that day. So we get for now implemented this year, and that money don't for collect last year, for collect this year again. Then even the price liberalization of for petrol. So in 2023, will not be implemented full. So this year now, since sometime late last year, we see the increment in the price of fuel, meaning that government take off the subsidy, so that really can't save any now. So because of 2024, we get for collect the full during the year. So definitely looking for the target for increase because of that. Then also we see in the 2024 Finance Act some revision in the excise duty rates, and also import duty taxes also go up for some commodities. Like for instance, we now see import duty for rice on about 5%. We will also raise more revenue for government. Then also see the withholding tax don't move from 5.5% to 6.5% and a 1% increase because government need that money there for finance, the fee, quality education. And we also see the area of the digital taxation transactions, the way we can do online. Now we don't get the tax ready for that day. We also plan for see how much we can implement and get more revenue from that. For see those transactions we determinate necessarily way initiated from abroad or whatever through a digital platform. We can forget more tax on that again. Then the revised duties, as I mentioned earlier, the revised excise rates for certain commodities and for bringing more money. So all of the assumptions there plus the efficiency gain, we will forget in improving automation, all of the quantifying monetary terms. Then additionally also, if I say every year government can estimate all the gross domestic product on our GDP, the total output of the economy. So whenever the GDP grow, we assume say revenue also for grow by similar percentage. So when output increase, as long as they are taxable output, definitely we'll see revenue growth. So all of this put together, we see their money they are go equivalent to the 48% we don't add to it last year and the target.
Now, when you look at the Finance Act for 2024, when it come on, plenty concern been there according to some of the policies them we the inside and the provisions them we see tax on rice, iron rod, cement and other necessary commodities them we people be raise concern about designing targets. What in NRA can do in terms of considering the people and we can at the end of the day go say the taxation or increase in tax in commodities go affect the life of the ordinary Australians?
Well, basically, some of the commodities there, the increase or the revision in the customs duty mainly come because we observe, say, over the years when the taxes are government they reduce them or even eliminate them, it not ever transform into reduction in prices of commodities. We see, say, all other things being equal, less price will always go up, even when no duty no be the price, no GST no DD, and what price will go up every day, they cement the same thing. So we end up for realize, say, even when the taxes were waived or reduced for them key commodities there, so we end up for succeed for enrich the businessman that would bring a come inside because we not ever see reduction in prices, even though price reduction gets other factors will determine them. But basically, we see lots of challenges and we see declarations not also be 100% accurate. We not go lead to us not having the required revenue or even the impact on people then. So government now change policy instead of waiving those taxes. Government now want to get them on there for use them for domestic production. Government will use them on there now for see how much government can invest in rice production when one of the priorities of government. So for instance, if you pay now import duty on rice, that money the government can use them for support the agricultural sector. Give the local farmers and for produce more commodity, then that also lead into less importation, saving the forex, and also possibly reducing the price. So government shift the policy. Then even the educational side, we also say we get free quality education. Government need for finance them, it's very expensive. So government decide this time again for raise the withholding tax by 1% more. So for go 6%. So 1% the government don't add to withhold the taxes. We know withhold the taxes are money where businessman then they deduct from the payment they make to the contractors them. So that is like contribution with the business community will give towards the free quality education. So that 1% they no go be allowable deduction basically because they go towards a specific project of government improving on education. So these are the areas we government look at for see how much we can able improve the standard of living of people then. So instead of front loading or financing businesses by reducing taxes, we're not translating no price reduction over the years. Government say, give me that money there now, me go spend it out domestically for improving lots of people by engaging in production. And when government engage in domestic production, that will also create job opportunity for people then. And that will also make the outputs come and forex will be saved. That will also lead to reduction in the forex because when we demand for more foreign currency for export imports, the demand high, supply low, price up will be affected, and for the also will depreciate. So because of government policy shifts now government say pay me tax, add the divert into the economy, and now help people for goods of production and save the currency and improve the quality of life of people. So now our policy change make them some of the tax be adjusted also.
Right. What thing go wrong, Mr. Story? Even though we government we don't pull tax on less and other things, but yet still it not reflect on the ordinary people. What thing go wrong?
Well, these are the issues. One of the things that go wrong is the fact that we're not for I say businessman they immediately impute the charges, assuming taxes are paid. So prices are normally estimated or charged with the assumption that these prices are fully paid. We don't also study with it, and that is what we realize apart from the global market. Because most of these commodities we find out say they are not manufactured in Sierra Leone, they are brought in. So when there are external shocks, definitely the prices of those commodities will be affected out there. So we import them, import at higher prices, and that also translates into higher prices in the local economy. But with those price reduction, we expect say it will cushion even some of the external shocks they affect the price of commodities. But for other studies within area, you see a better government allow the market to operate free and get the tax revenue and put them into productive use within the economy. We go save way from importing similar commodities we go prone to external shocks them.
Right.
For instance, the government increase rice production domestically. What thing will happen? Meaning less forex will be required for import.
Right.
And where the rest value, all the rest available domestically, that could also shift the price down because all import taxes now no go be paid. All imported inflation will be eliminated as a result.
Right.
So the model of government proof say will work well for the economy and make that happen.
5% on this. So if the ordinary man get for go buy one bag rice, how much you think it will cost?
Well, I'm not going to tell you the price. It depends on the kind of rice you buy and basically the components of the price of commodity. But definitely, we also estimate say there will not be any material if at all there is an increment in the price because as I said earlier, business people are almost always impute and they assume say the tax are fully paid. That's how they compete and they determine their prices. So even when the tax are now paid, when initially they were assumed to be paid, government had to get money now. We wouldn't expect any material or increase in price as a result of the customs duty. The price therefore increase and maybe other factors are external to the economy because of the importation and other international trade issues.
Earlier, when I talk about the target increment from 2023, we in a 48% increment to the target for 2024. You see, most of them taxa or then taxa no they tell on the price of goods them. But if tax day on gas, for instance, we na be one concern inside the Finance Act, we na cooking gas, tax day on solar products them. This now one way somebody go say it will directly affect the person or the consumer way they go buy the end product of the entire for domestic use. And my own experience personally, travel to the provinces and travel 2 weeks back before I go to the place. The money I pay when I go the last time, they increase the money and I ask why they say them they pay GST for lodge. For the lodging, for instance, where you sleep, there is GST charged to the activities.
There's always charge on lodging.
And yes, and the money
Hotel,
increased. The money increased from 2 weeks back where I lodge day, and the next 2 weeks where I go day. So saying that they affect the ordinary people. And somebody they listen to you now go like how NRA conclude that say them price or then tax increments are not get reflection back to the ordinary people or the end users of the products them within the tax.
Okay, let's start first with the example where you say 2 weeks ago price increase and people tell you say now because of the GST charge. GST don't come into force from 2010, 1st of January 2010. There has always been GST. Maybe that hotel day or guest house we go, nobody don't comply with the rule. Or maybe they charge people but then nobody remits the money to NRA. So they may take like their own couple. Because what business smart, the moment you don't receive tax, when an agent of government for pass over to government, they find it difficult, they contact in their money dandy. So the moment we step up with compliance, we do monitoring, we will discover them the kind of business then they what we go for do now for ensure say we clear the backlog, paying us all what we done the take today and begin pay from now going forward. Now they make them begin facing them for hard price because now they're facing an additional charge for levy. When initially they be the charge them, but they nobody accounts for them. So because now we don't discover some of the compliance gap then they try for shift them, but it has been there from 2010. So that's not the only reason we're gonna make price increase. Maybe the business might also get some other reasons why, but the tax has always been there over 10, 12 years now. So not to the factor or reason why. Probably now we discover them because the compliance steps don't increase and with the monitor very effectively. That is also another reason. But as I rightly say, it's not like saying even if they're going to be a small adjustment in prices, not will be as material or in proportion to the rate of increase in taxes. Because the fact that the taxpayers they don't impute the tax here, they don't pay them into the pricing as if they pay. Now that government don't take her off now, when with the action say giving them on the outside, they will not less because the intention of government at the time was to ensure that prices go down. We'll see how the economy be good. Prices not be good on the smart make more money rather than giving governments back that money. So government now say, we don't shift policy. Usai will be the imports now one produce. Usai will be with tax now good money the lowest spend of self. Rather than keep at their pocket and reaching few people at the detriment of the masses. So government now believes now for take the money now and use instead of left at the hands of the tax. And besides also we're not getting a much proven research where it should say tax incentives actually don't lead to mobilization of additional investment in the county and the rest of it. Many times those tax concessions they end up for benefit the businessman rather than seeing it translating into lower prices or better welfare for people. And government now they say we want for you better welfare, but give us the money that we can now utilize.
Una get any mechanism na NRA for monitor them business for ensure say the tax law enforcement who are they put in place for make them pay tax, not push them back to the ordinary buyer of them products them.
Well, as I rightly say, there's always a monitoring mechanism. Obviously, NRA not go able to monitor everybody at the same time because of limited resources, and nowhere in the world the way the tax authority go monitor everything 100%. What we got to also call risk management, risk and profiling. The taxpayer don't say them prone to high risk of under declaration, under reporting, with the focus with limited resources on them. Outside the wins bigger. For example, a taxpayer will give me 200 billion probably, with spending less resources for monitoring or focus more attention on the taxpayer they give me 1 million, we probably will need more than $1 million for monitoring. So in terms of cost benefits, risk profiling, would they choose side they want to say their revenue risk? So they focus more attention on them, who they bring get money. Even as I mentioned about the SMEs say they are the most troublesome sector in the tax paying and public. The cost of the compliance is very huge because there are so many and purchase them. You need a lot more resources, but they contribute very little. But again, we therefore do some effort for purchase them. That's an incentive to the bigger ones then. But the bigger ones them, since they get automated platforms, they get international benchmarks for it, they get reputation for protect. Definitely, they're obliged by law. They willingly, voluntarily, they can comply. So we can pay less attention, but at the same time, they know that state compliance monitoring scheme. We're not too expensive like the smaller ones that we scatter all over the place. So it's a matter of economies in the taxation and practice, but not losing sight of the underlying principle that everybody, whatever little you earn, if you pay something to government. Now, wait till they pay as taxes, now the government rely for one the economy. So the moment we decide not for pay, mean that we shoot them on our legs because government they get the money for do what you want. Right. That don't see new bosses they don't come, a lot more they come. Government need them on there for bringing them country there for life better. So we'll hide, we run away from paying, to deprive the government from giving us back. That's the reason why we'll go back to the books to check the laws, tighten the controls, improve the automation for get more money and at a lower cost for send back to people and for get better life.
All right. As today at the last day for December GST of business people and for letting pay to NRA, would you look at that? Quick one, let's just ask is 2024 this year 2024 na target about 14.9 trillion. And the reason for that the high target then are because of the new provisions and within inside the finance act, like the tourism sector and the rest. What system I don't put in place for make sure say when I monitor some of the new thing them we wanna get for the look at inside 2024 as well for collect tax?
Yeah, so things that we would put in place or don't continue for work on. Firstly, all the reform measures them because the reforms that we NRA on the go, they're very expensive, but they get money value in terms of additional taxes, so they collect from them. So the moment we enforce reforms, we improve on the gaps between the reforms, definitely that it translates into money. For example, one of the major objectives now NRA they work on in the next few months, and for instance, say all the systems they will get within the NRA they talk to each other. As they go to the customs for talk to me ITAS and domestic tax. The ECR machine that the business them for talk to the ITAS one of the platform where then they use for file and pay. So the moment you're able to track the taxpayer from an entry point to a sales point to exit point, you're able to get information in real time. That they increase compliance, that they increase on the reporting. So the hidden money, the money away them, the hide, the way they not be report to we, but with automation now, we're able to track them in real time. For example, the taxpayer we don't pay import GST. where they file a monthly GST, they go fix the money and figure at the returns form for import GST. We go at the system before see the figure inside it. So the step of postally for them, so they alter at all. Where don't sell using the ECI machine or ECI system, where you are filling GST returns, where download the form, you see that sales still inside the GST returns straight away. So the more you get a chance for filling the boxes, think of any number, the more you get a chance for under report or under declare. That undermine the revenue. Okay. So with automation now, we get on a real-time basis data coming. And I make now we also invest in what we call data warehousing. Put all the data there inside a central repository where they process them, where they compare notes across the board and see who side the flag, who side the man, or they do the right thing. Because the data warehouse, they show the pointers them. Who don't they do well? Who don't they do well? Who don't they report? Who don't they report? Who don't they use the machine? Who don't they use them? They also look at the reported statistics, compliance data, and so on. Who they match them? We get to all departments of monetary research and plan departments. We do analysis a day. Every week we'll get to revenue reports, we watch their figures a day. We look at the behavior of the business, of the taxpayers, the filing and payment. So these are informed decisions. Then data that they come into and analyzed by they give me pointers that who sell the focus for get more money. So that's a big area that they will get more money in 2024 revenue mobilization. And also the new revenue measures them. The excise rates review, the petroleum price liberalization, the tourist levy, and a whole lot more. The withholding taxes, digitalization, and taxes. All that they bring more for the way. Go put in
when we come back, we look at mechanism we don't put in place for collect this 14.9 trillion for 2024. We in the NRA target. In him na Ibrahim Suri Kamara, the Senior Commissioner at the Domestic Tax Department and the National Revenue Authority. The program is still listening to a Good Morning Salone where they can see from 98.1 FM. Yourself with the listen can send text message on the number 077 981 981. 077-981-981 a number for send a text message and be part of the program. Ask questions about domestic tax. We get Ibrahim Suri Kaman at the program, go respond to your questions them, and same we should drop on our Facebook page as for that now for viewers them. The program Good Morning Salone they continue. Inside the program, we continue to look at more issues. We go with the Director of Gender and Community Relations now the Salone Police, Assistant Inspector General of Police, Mustafa Kamasi, part of the strategic plan from now to 2025. Now for ensure say then get strength between the party business, between the Salone Police and the public. A talk this for sake of one joint public awareness reason program with the Community Relations Department all. Well, for more on this, we join Adeyemi Jackson.
The Salone Police get mandate under law but make sure say them protect life and property then, maintain law and order and make sure say peace and security then at the country. And one way they can do that now for say they work with people in a different community they get information. But in the way they happen. But for long term now, different report done the show say plenty people not look trust or get confidence by the Salone Police. Where this some say don't they make police their work more difficult to get information. But in the way they happen from the public. Now for sake of this make inside one joint public awareness raising program where the Community Relations Department under the Directorate of Gender and Community Relations and the Salone Police together with members then at the local policing partnership board now Western area organized for talk to people about the importance of peace, the reason why they're not for engaged by any team we go bring problem to the country peace and security instead for work with the police for the get information. What's in the way they happen in our community then? Melbourne Green and the chairman for the police partnership board Freetown East start to talk about the challenge where the police partnership board on the face over the years.
Talks I shall say from 2004 where the local police partnership board formed to now, which is would all told the way now the local police partnership board. But what do they appeal to us? Since that day to now, we fancy we get with CSC them, we get the zonal police partnership executive, the LPPP, to be ranking officer. We will not see much because police say he married with the civilian, but now we represent the civilian. We will not see much way on the look for it. If you go look, every polo says, someone like polo in the shape for kind of public polo don't fail. They're not a pay me. So for that man, they go put money for buy polo. It's very difficult. That we, when they head, they try them small try they did. By no high time now, we want picking down almost 20 or more years. You know, high time now, we don't have sense of for we for do.
They continue say, they as member of the police Policing Partnership Board ready for work with the Salone Police for say peace dey na the country, but say the only way they go able for do that na way the management of the Salone Police or look inside them concern them. Brahma Kamara, na Assistant Commissioner of Police and Head of Media na the Salone Police, start to talk about the reason why they established the Policing Partnership Board inside 2004 and self how the board done the work with the police for say peace dey na the country.
When you look at the police strength, we dey around 15,000. We get a population of 7.something million. That could ever possible for everywhere. It's not possible. Now I make between 1999 and 2003, when we get a structural process at Salone Police, the wetman they when they come, we of course we are able to continue. They decide say there is need for practice to call community-oriented policing. Let me move away from traditional policing. It will go better for them to go to the communities proactively engage them so that the crime will occur. Because when you look at the functions of the police, you say that for prevent and for detect crime. So the aspect of prevention, then think about the aspect of proactiveness, and then think about the aspect of community policing. Community policing, we say, una self get a stake, una the people, because now una day, na the terrain, now una the sweating that happen, na must be the people. So una important, and because una important, that I make the police say, we and una work in a kind of partnership, where we call it local police partnership.
Where in the talk, the Director of Gender and Community Relations, Assistant Inspector General of Police, Mustafa Kamara say, the Salone Police they work now with different body than left, the Local Policing Partnership Board, where this na body will comprise of civilian then, for say them come together for talk to people and the need for make them maintain peace na the country.
We don't say about community policy, work with members of the community, but we need for to remind ourselves, because at times we can forget, we are human beings, we forget also, no way will succeed for providing safety and security without working in partnership. We need for work with una, we need for engage una, we need for involve una in just one way of involving una. Now the people and whilst you are the match the kaya, the public they see una also. So we begin to say, the people and the police and one lie and they tell the truth. No way, no day. Where the people and sit down, them feel safe in the community without also working in partnership with the police. Now we need for work and in love for provide safety and security for una. That is our responsibility.
The Director of Gender and Community Relations go before for talk about the strategic plan for 2025. Where part of this plan for CC, then get back the full confidence where Salone people be get for the Salone Police.
That's how we see. Una for help to forget that. And no less a person, but una the LPPB members. Una the LPPB members, una get a big role for make sure we work together and achieve this organization your objective. We dream is that by 2025 we forget the trust and confidence of the people. No organization not the way we regard itself as meaningful without getting what we refer to as a strat plan. Because you get for plan yourself, how you will achieve lots with 4 year or 5 years plan. And we own the vision here of we own strategic plan. Now forget the trust and confidence of the people who deserve. And there is no way we will get the trust and confidence of those people without working in partnership with UNA and the LPPBs in particular.
AIG Mustafa Kamara NC, the awareness raising campaign, now part of the work for CC they engage different people in society for talk about peace. The public awareness raising program. Now one way the Salone Police for the past 2 weeks don't they do a different pattern of return, and this according to the Gender and Community Relations Directorate under the Salone Police hope for do now other pattern of the country for the Society for Radio Democracy. Adeyemi Jackson, the report.
EcoBank, they probably bring to you the AFCON Bomber promotion. Inside the gladdy of the game, they make the zeal of banking. Who that's ready for win big money? I tell you about 50,000 Leons cash. For win, all you need to do as a customer, now for deposits 5,000 Leons or more, now your accounts. If you're not a customer yet, no worry. Visit EcoBank branch now. Open your accounts with 5,000 Leons or more. If you use the mobile app or USSD or get debit card, listen, do transaction with past 2,000 Leons. After you first deposit the transaction, you qualify once them for win. EcoBank thinks them for free. Oh yes, and you enter the grand draw once them and stand the chance for win 50,000 Leons. Now EcoBank, we believe for make banking easy and sweet. Join the celebration. Any transaction you do, you get closer for win 50,000 Leons. Hurry now. Paddy no wasting. No miss the life-changing opportunity. Score your goal and better your future with EcoBank. Visit your nearest EcoBank branch today. Mind you, EcoBank now the official retail bank sponsor for the African Cup of Nations 2023. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
You get one life only. Me self get one life only.
You dey look for Master Sabi people wey go handle you motor insurance for you? Well, let you worry down because the Sierra Leone Insurance Company, Slico, wey na one of the leading insurance company in Sierra Leone, wey dey near and all side of the country for over 30 years now, na the right place for go for you motor insurance. Slico, they insure you motor car na computer and quick one, you go get wetin you want. And they get three kind of motor insurance where then they offer. One na third party insurance, third party fire, and theft and comprehensive. So if you dey look for insure you motor car, bike, keke or truck, Slico will insure them for you with collage. Slico, the head office na 68 Sanders Street, opposite Edward Street. And then get location dem na Lumley Turntable, Aberdeen Turntable, Kiama Road by Lodge, Wilberforce Botomango, Duazak Junction, Pademba Road Licensing Office, 132 Kisi Road near Licensing Office, Upgun Turntable, Kisi Shell before Echo Bank, Wellington na PMB, Regent Village Junction, Joy Junction, Waterloo 55 Junction, 170 Sarah Road, Bo, 42 Magboroka Road, Makeni, and Kamaratong, Upper Shelmingo, Nakenema. We make a total of 17 locations within Salone. Or you go call on 074 4044 or 075 5055. So choose Slico today for your motor insurance and get peace of mind. Slico, go day one thing.
The program na Good Morning Salone will come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Inside the studios, we still get Ibrahim Sori from NRA. Now, today is the last day for business people on GST. Take me through that process.
Yeah, normally the GST Act provides for GST taxpayers for file and pay GST 1 month after the month we then undertake the transaction. For example, all transactions the way businessmen undertake from December 1 to December 31 of 2023. The deadline for them file returns is NRA na today, when at 1st of January 2024. And 1 month time lapse. The law make a 1 month because firstly, the law won't give people enough time for getting their money and for put the records together for sending to NRA. So that's one reason why make the 1 month lapse. And also the law won't give people the opportunity also for see how much they can even utilize that money within that 1 month period for even make more income on their own, so that when they pay, they don't go struggle for pay the money. So today be the deadline. We expect say all GST registered taxpayers for filing returns using the ITAS platform, not a manual filing any longer. We don't start ITAS from 1st of October 2021. So everybody will pay taxes now for go on the website or the portal, then get username and password for register with ITAS in the first place and do filing and do payments real time. So when you do the filing, you get a bank payment number on a PRN, then you take to a bank for use for the payment. And when you do the payments, the money they knock off and they return. So taxpayer they advise say they want to not do it, therefore do it today. And they also do the payments also today. If you fail for filing returns, if you're a large taxpayer, as today don't pass through, they pay 50 million or 50,000 new loans.
That's fine.
That's fine, yes, for not filing. Then if you're a medium taxpayer, na 25 million or 25,000 new loans as a fine for non-filing of the returns. Then we don't file now after the date, the amount we declare, say now if you pay, there will be interest on that 1 day. For every day we don't keep that money day. So meaning that we fail for file now additional cost on you, the businessman, because you don't only pay the fine way enforceable, you also pay interest for delaying the payment of government revenue, government for one day the country. So the NRA they embark on various enforcement measures just after the filing date. So from tomorrow now we'll begin to letters in to all man will not file, invoking the penalty, and also we'll begin on after them for payment on the day. And people have also know say we get a lot of measures or powers that we can use for a cover them on the day. One of then for garnish your account. So if you not pay with GST, the penalty now or the GST for pay will the right to bank then for clear your accounts for pay for money. We also get the right for close the business, get the right for stopping from clearing goods. Mind you, customs and NRA. So we owe now domestic tax department we install the Commission of Customs for stop hidden or clear goods. And we all know what that imply. You will enter into demurrage, you will lose your business, and you will get a lot more other costs associated. Then above all, you deprive government from the revenue government forget for make welfare improve. Mind you, not to up the cloud money they come out for long candle. Taxation are the most certain way government to get money for improve welfare. So we can always say we will not get better facilities. Ask about the question: are we meeting our obligations as taxpayers? So that are one of the biggest loser where we fail for pay government will get money for giving back in terms of better life, and that will show say you don't mind government activity, where by extension will also reduce the standard of living. So morally we're obliged for pay them on there and for support government activity, and also allow your company for undergo additional stress or additional losses for not doing the right thing. And mind you, the GST not to your money. This is money we don't collect in addition to the selling price. So we don't sell the other 50% of the sales price, you also keep and put on one side. So whether you come for pay, whether you make profit or not, the GST will pay to an monthly, not to profit tax, not to use the businessman money. Now when the consumers they will buy from you, the money don't take now we and government they say pay we go now at the end of 1 month. So that also see all negotiation at all.
All right. So any statistics on know the number of business people that really make profit the tune of 500 billion every year, but not agree for PGST?
No, the 500 million are the threshold. Mean that where you sales for the year now 500 million, 500,000 millions. Basically, you for register for GST. That is to say, you're supposed to charge the tax. That 50% on the selling price. If you sell less than 500 million for the year, you're not supposed to register for GST, except if you want to register voluntarily. Because one disadvantage where you not register for GST now that when you go buy for can sell, if you don't pay GST to the person you go buy from, you don't need to claim it back. But when you register for GST, you will claim all your own GST where you don't pay as a businessman. You pull and come out by the GST where you don't collect from your customers. And that difference that you pay to NRA every month. So not to profit tax. You can still make loss as a business, but you file GST every month, you pay that money to NRA because now people the money, now make money we don't give you for government.
Okay.
You just there as a caretaker for on behalf of the people of Salone for getting money back to government at the end of every month.
Before we look at text messages, then where people understand now is 07798191 and also our Facebook page. As much as NRA they enforce the payment of taxes, but every now and then information they come out. At moments, the ACC they investigates the National Revenue Authority for siphoning money at the NRA in the tune of over 30 billion. As much as soon as they ask people for pay the tax, also the confidence of people paying tax and protecting their money for the use of the state as you don't enforce them. Now, one way, don't be concerned. Now, the National Revenue Authority, how protected are these monies not to go into individual pockets, but rather to the state cover for the benefit of all?
Okay. Firstly, our family will say, we now unearthing them corrupt practice there, knowing that amount of 31 billion plus we don't divert into personal accounts only be possible when we get automation. So now one of the challenges that the way either we don't foresee or at a lower level or small scale we don't experience in the past and make government invest a lot of money for being the ITARs, the ESI and all of that. So because of automation, there is no way where a person would do their crime and the way would be undetected. Because now if you don't do e-filing through the ITAR system, then coming to pay those taxes, you don't generate a PRN, you're gonna bank. Then the bank being charged with the responsibility of collecting on behalf of the government, maybe some of their operatives or the people they work with also be a party to diverting those funds. Basically, the NRA now gets audit fail. We get the systems that they clearly pick them one day out.
Okay.
And family also know say their money that way don't come also as being diverted. Now, due to we regular compliance checks, reviewing the arrears profile, reviewing non-filers, we find out say this man not pay tax, this man not file returns, go and chasing them. We end up realize that those monies were actually declared but not paid.
Okay.
Now that bring about all into there. But going forward with the continue for a visit to systems, continue for making them more robust, for pick out then kind of activity there so and to correct them.
Okay.
But people for be assured say the monies are going to be recovered 100% because we know the obligation of the taxpayer, we know the obligation of the banks. So whoever found wanting to do the wrong thing, once the audit trail points at that, we recover the money because there's contact between us and the banks, contact between us and the taxpayers, and the systems they bring them out, and we get sufficient law for guide the process for recover back. So that not for restrain people from paying their taxes, because paying taxes you don't fulfill the obligation. We get the accounting reporting obligation. We will get third parties like the banks, so they support in the activity. But because of the system now, being robust as they are, we pick them out and we still continue for review and we'll still pick something out. So in shortest possible time, we'll get for clean up everything. We get money. Not only the money collected, but penalty and interest. So government they lose much value, although the immediate time we lose the money, but the bigger picture will be addressed, plus more money coming in because the time lag in getting those monies back from the parties that we don't afford them.
Continue for stay with you, Ibrahim Suri from the Domestic Tax Department. Plenty messages in there for you where you can respond to, but quick would they listen work about without take the messages them.
Another morning again. I say Wednesday, man. I say Wednesday. I say your Minister of Transport. I say I go. I say the morning. I say I will travel the door by day. I say bo. Or Minister of Transport. I say who self like the idea bo. For you get country where we now we get the boss them. I say fine. I say but waiting me no understand. I this thing what they call. I say corridor. Waiting a corridor. I know say corridor. I say we then call corridor. I know say na me phone face. I remember when me granny money to tell me say waka board. It say can't map na the corridor no. I say boss head and done. I say that then don't break through. I say we bow na they say more young glad situations have no left behind. They say they have left. And they say if this thing continue, then they not go left so. I say the young girl and say everything take and throw and for. I say if you can see the way them packing a tongue with them bury them. Waiting the water no more na tongue for not. I say themselves they put press in so. Yes, I go tell Minister of Transport. I say, but pushing 9 times, they say, what about? I say, yes, please. They say, what about? They say, you know, now. This country, I tell you why they go just play you cool and keep you more trust. I say, like a VP do, I say, yes, so. I say, my friend, I say, you really keep you more trust. I say, not the talk. I say, one move, I say, me a tire for talk, but my time to administration, oh. I say, tire. I say, just now with this audit report come out there, it's over 9 billion. I say, 9 the noble for the account, I say, bo. I say, bo. I say this, I say no call for bo. I say Manuel, I say I do. I say I do. I say I do bad. I did on Canada illegal sales. For the FCC, I say I don't send me report of them. I say let them pay attention nobody. I say because I no go want me person speak English for me, ma. Me, na don't know about.
From Well, from Wakabot, we come back now studio and we still get Commissioner Ibrahim Surikama inside the program. We start for look at text messages them. We not on the send on 7798191 also now with Facebook page. Usman?
This one say increased taxes have a direct impact on prices of goods. Increased tax on fuel has cost everyone higher transportation cost. How have we got to over 55% inflation in basic commodities? You put 5% tax on already skyrocketing cost of rice, which no intervention on rice production to date. And now we fastly approaching the planting season. Sad, people are suffering. No wonder food insecurity is 92% in Sierra Leone.
This from Sandy Rogers now Facebook page. They say, Mr. Commissioner, is it true that the withholding tax has been increased from 5.5% to 6.5%? If yes, when is it going to be effective and the rationale behind it?
And this one say, I want to monitor tax collection at the airport.
This from Ali Muuri now Facebook now with 0779819819. They say putting 5% increase on rice and other products will only mean importers passing increase to consumers. Why does government not impose same mechanism it has for fuel on rice, cement, etc. to control prices?
This one say thanks, Mr. Suri, for the awareness this morning.
This one from Brahima Kamana on Facebook page. They say, please, sir, I want to inquire if a company was operating in Sierra Leone due to one reason or the other, they decided to operate outside of the country. What will be the implication when they are operating on freelance job with citizens of Sierra Leone? What will be the withholding tax and how efficient does NRA reintegrate those tax from a company where in payments are normally made through an account? And this one from Raymond Alpha on our Facebook page, they say familiarity of NRA staff with business has affected tax payments and compromised professionalism. Some senior staff are not computer literate. And one from Joseph Kobe Kaman on our Facebook page, they say, how does the Revenue Authority engage with taxpayers to ensure transparency and foster a positive relationship?
And this other one say, what advice will you give to businessmen, especially shop owners, who are making huge profit every year but fail to pay their taxes?
From Brian McCaman of Facebook page, they say, Mr. Commissioner, what will be the withholding tax for a private institution that is not based in Sierra Leone but rendering services to Sierra Leoneans in a freelance basis, job like British Council, IELTS exams, etc.?
And this other one said the integrated tax administration system has reduced that considerably. It is now based on self-assessment. So I wonder how what you said is factual.
The last one from me for now, because of time, from Super Caps Foodie, our Facebook page, they say, to be sincere enough, you cannot levy the excess burden of taxes by suffering the masses, all in the name of running the country. At the level of suffering will increase every day, and looking at the President Big Five Changers Feed Salone, Sierra Leoneans will not benefit from the president's dream. This is now from Foodie Cap from Kisi.
All right, Mr. Suri, we're not going to tell me you respond to.
Yeah, make a time for response to some of the key concerns or questions of the taxpayer. Somebody will say increased taxes will lead to increased prices. How that translates to inflation and all the rest of it. Of course, we will not say inflation, not to taxes only, if at all, they cause inflation. There are other things what it cause inflation. I also mentioned about imported inflation, factors outside the control of the domestic economy, bringing in goods from abroad. We will almost say Sierra Leone are importing the import-driven country, and most of what we consume now, if not everything, is imported. So any changes in the price externally or factors external to Sierra Leone will affect the price domestically. So taxes basically we have government they get money from all of the actives there. Government mindful of that also, but again, most of those taxes, as I mentioned earlier, with all the concessions and all the reduced rates, not be actually translating lower prices ever. So government change policy now by ensuring that money come in and using it to subsidize the economy. Now, withholding tax rate don't increase from 5.5 to 6.5%, correct? The 1% being the levy where government impose for the free quality education. We always say the expensive projects, government will forget a source of financing, we will be independent of the existing tax structure. So now that makes that 1% add. And now withholding tax on contracts or businesses, mind not on the income of individuals, so that no affect we personal income basically. And also how the monitor tax at airport. Airport have different taxes, basically depending on the party where it levy the tax. But we know about foreign travel tax when they collect, when on the ticket prices. Other taxes are collected by other third parties based on the MOUs or agreements the government enter into with the govern them administration. But probably the competent authority will come one day for explain those kind of arrangements at the port, or sorry, at the airports, basically. Then import taxes increase, lead to increase in price. I don't explain already. Other factors need to increase price, not only taxes, but for match up the taxes and the benefits, government now decides they give me money, I go spend them and improve whatever. Then so whether rice, how that will affect rice. Of course, yeah, just that. If the 5% import duty rice, we'll go for current statistics, how much of that will even be collect. But again, a collection over time. And government gets a program for that within the next 5 years. So family let patients small and see how much money they get for use them for increased domestic production. And those numbers are there, and with the government get for the rollout expenditure based on the program over time, and with the fullest of time within the course of the year, we will begin to see the effects of that, and the competent authority will explain how much of that government will spend, how much should affect the sector, and life as the case may be. Then familiarity of NRA staff to businesses obviously don't have conflict of interest. Basically, it's very, very illegal for tax officers and for doing the way go conflict with the objective of the NRA work. So basically, if we get for no some of them there, we can always put into book. We get a lot of tax, there are a lot of officers and currently we're under disciplinary measures, under investigation based on a whole lot of alleged offenses, and we'll work with anti-corruption and other law enforcement agencies for cleaning we house before even talking about outsiders them. So let the public be assured that any tax officer in a way found wanting in committing or conniving with any third party business and so on, the law will take in calls, and we at the leadership not to take it easy with any of those kind of officers. They are not protected under whatever shield within the NRA as they are found wanting. A lot more issues they do, but basically will come from time to time for extent. But again, somebody talk about the withholding tax for non-resident businesses. If you're out there, if they provide services, when they pay back in money, at 10.5% withholding tax is to suffer for all non-residents and taxpayers.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim Surikama, Senior Commissioner, Domestic Tax Department and National Revenue Authority, for which join we in the edition of the program for talk about domestic tax collection and also the NRA target for 2024. Please thank you for we join we hope for to get you from time to time for talk about how the targets they go. We in 14.9 trillion for 2024. Well, now this edition of the program, Good Morning Salone, will let you plenty thank you to the production team and technical team. We make kuna see we live and listen to we. So today, Musa Kamara say bye-bye.
My name is Usman Kamara.
Just one platform for news every day in our country, Salone. For education, entertainment, political affairs, TV. We got enough Tanga one inside Sierra Leone, like a big quantity. We breeze not a shit.